Warning, the video you're about to watch does not have a script. You know what that means. I'm going to talk bollocks. Alright, I want to talk to you guys. I want to do a quick vid. That's a good one, isn't it? I want to do a vid about Friday night. Now, Friday night was a very, very special night in my life because I had the honour and the privilege of fulfilling quite frankly, a lifetime dream. I've been a wrestling fan for as long as I can remember. Always wanted to be involved in the business somehow, some way. As a more rotund member of the general public, I don't think I was ever going to be a wrestler, and especially at my advancing age, I'm 30 now. Believe it or not, I know my youthful good looks betray that. Being a wrestler, especially after doing backyarding, was something that I just didn't ever want to do. Backyarding taught me that wrestling really hurts, if nothing else. But I know I can talk. I can cut a promo so easily. Cutting a promo was never a problem for me, And doing vids like this, I know I can talk. So I knew that being a manager, or first and foremost being a commentator, is what I really, really wanted to do. I had the privilege of getting an email. I sent Johnny. Let's start from the beginning. I sent wrestling promoter Johnny Brannigan, who promotes Grand Pro Wrestling. These guys. I sent him a message back in May, I think it was, just saying, how do you become a commentator? And he replied, well, you're not going to believe this. We've actually got a commentary position available if you'd like it. So Johnny must have seen my vids and seen that I can talk and whatever. And, it basically kept getting cancelled. It kept getting pushed back. And it got to the point where, he said, listen, you can commentate on the October show. And this was in August. And like 2 weeks ago, I got in touch with him saying, listen, any news on it? And basically, I'd put on Facebook a status where I had a choice between buying a computer game or going to the GPW show. And because I'm an idiot, I chose the computer game. My rationale was that it was F1 2012, the game was. And F1 2011 is one of my all-time favourite computer games. I played it pretty much every single day of the last calendar year. My thinking was I'm going to get 2012 and do the same. So one night of entertainment versus a year's worth of entertainment. Bit of a stupid move. The game's gone back, by the way. It was awful. Absolutely hated it. That's by and by. And he replied with, listen, we thought you were going to come to the show. But then a couple of days later, it was we might be able to shoe you in somewhere. I gave you a guest commentary position. So I was like, that's awesome. Expect to do maybe one match, right? So I get an email a couple of days later, right, we've decided you're doing the show and you're doing the play-by-play. All of it. And it was So, let's talk about this. It has no script, as you know. I'm not going off anything, so I'm just going to tell you about my personal experience. And I've asked if this was all right, by the way, because I'm going to give maybe some insider things. I like to think that I'm, some people call me a smart fan. I know I can spot a blade job 100 miles away, and I've got a rough idea how a match works and everything. But when I go to a show, that goes out the window. So the 24 shows that I've been to previous to this GPW show, I am a fan. When I'm in that crowd, I am a fan. I'm not interested in how a match works or who's leading the match or, oh, look, he's just done a blade job or anything like that. So let me tell you something. My first experience, and I say this as a fan, all right, just strictly as a fan. This is meant as a disparaging thing. It's not meant disrespect in any way. Let me tell you, my first experience of walking into that building was utter horror. And I'll tell you why this was. Now imagine, picture the scene of getting to the show, getting to this building that I've been to quite a few times, the Rose Club in Hindley and Wigan. And every time I've been to this building, I've gone as a fan and I've taken my seat and I've had a great time. I walk into this building where all the wrestlers pretty much are either in the ring or milling around, and loads of them come over, because I know a lot of the wrestlers these days, because I've said this before, because of my videos, I have a different relationship with quite a few of the wrestlers than my friends do. And that's that, I watch them, they watch me. So we sort of know each other better than some of my friends who just come to the shows with me, and they know them through Facebook or whatever. Does that make sense? But just picture the scene where you can see, where because I knew what some of the matches were, and some of the wrestlers are practicing the spots that I know are going to be coming up later on in the show. And for me, I didn't like that. I loved it because I felt privy. I felt, wow, look at me, look at this. But at the same time, what I mean is, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it or anything like that. It felt wrong. Does that make sense? It felt, I shouldn't be seeing this. I'm a wrestling fan. I shouldn't be seeing this bit. And it took a while to get myself into the no, come on, I'm working on this show. I am working on this show. I'm not a fan. I'm part of this. This is my job for the night. I've got to know this. So what I've done in the week before, I made a dossier, I think is the best to describe it, 20 pages of notes on, because I was given a rough run through of the show, so I knew which matches would be taking place, and you know, I'd spoken to the wrestlers who were taking part in those matches because I wanted to know what their finishing moves were. So because of that, I got to know who would be winning some of the matches, which was again, from a fan point of view, horrible. I don't go on spoiler sites. I try my hardest to avoid, dirt sheets. So I don't like knowing spoilers. So imagine going to a show with the worst part, with a load of your mates, and being able to say to I could, if I'd chosen, said to my friends, do you know, I know every single fucking result for tonight. Let me tell you, there was a meeting in the ring of all the talent. And I should talk about Bobby, my colour commentator first. Bobby Cash, yeah, I owe this man so very much, Bobby Cash, because Bobby made me feel so at ease, right? He really, because I was starting to panic a little bit, because it was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my fucking god, I can't believe I'm doing this. I am going to call a show. I'm going to be the play-by-play guy. This is going to go on a DVD. This is going to be potentially seen by hundreds of people if they buy the DVD. Bobby really, really brought me back down. You know, Bobby was so good to me throughout, not just at this moment. He was so nice. He introduced me to people that I haven't met before. He showed me around the Rose Club. He was such a calming influence, and I owe you so much for that, Bobby. Thank you. Meeting goes down, all the wrestlers in the ring. I'm on the outside of the ring. I didn't dare get in the ring. I was just like, no, I can't bring myself to actually get in the ring and be this. But I stood on the outside as Johnny runs down the whole show. And again, it was from that fan point of view, this was hard to listen to, because I was told every match, I was told every winner of every match. You know, and inside, you know, I'm listening. I'm going, this, you know, need to know this. This is important. This is important. The order of elimination in the Battle Royal. You know, who comes in, who's eliminated. You know, have to admit, I had to stifle a laugh when I heard who was eliminated. You know, when he goes, and Dave Rain's in, and he can be eliminated by insert X. And you know, because it was just the words Dave Rain and eliminated just make me smile, because I love it when to see it happen, to be honest. Yeah, because I thought he was going to win the whole thing, so it's like, oh, thank goodness for that. But yeah, from a fan's point of view, shouldn't be listening to this. But yeah, we then go and do a mic check, and you know, make sure the sound levels are all right, and then the doors open. So I'm sat there, sort of milling around, you know, and people coming up to me, you know, wrestlers coming up to me, you know, how are you feeling, you know, because this was, you know, sorry, before the doors open, you know, wrestlers that I know, wrestlers that I respect and admire, coming up to me, you know, good luck for tonight, and it's like, oh, thank you, man, I'm sure I'll be all right. And you know, we do a mic check, the doors open, I mill around with loads of people, because I know loads of people who come to these shows, and then all of a sudden, something that I've had a week to prepare for has gone like that, and it's go time. It's 25 past 7. It's time to do this, and it's like, right, there's no turning back, no backing out of this. Go for a piss, and it's go time. You know, Chris Egan comes out, he does the ring introductions, and we go. And instantly, I do classic Marc P. And you know what I go and do? I go and talk so fast. And I feel like I've got an A4 page of notes on LA Austin versus CJ Banks. And I feel like I've got to talk. I've got to tell you about all of them. You must hear everything I've got to say about this. And I'm talking so fast because I think it's a combination of, I want you to hear all my information, and I'm nervous and I'm excited, and you need to hear what I've got to say, sort of thing. And after a while, I sort of noticed that Bobby hasn't said anything, and I turn around and Bobby's just like, slow the fuck down. And it's like, oh, of course. And then from there, I slowed it down, and me and Bobby, we clicked. straight away. Bobby, basically, his job, of course, as the heel colour commentator, is to just disagree with every single thing that I say. So if I tell the world how great Ellie Austin is, his job is to tell the world how great CJ Banks is as the heel, you know? And we started bouncing off each other brilliantly. And after the first match, I noticed that we both stood up, which I didn't even realise I'd done, you know, and we're both proper excited and talking about it. And then one of the great things about this show, one of the great things about the Friday Night Thriller is that half the stuff that happened on this show I didn't know about. So I remember I just said that I knew what was coming, yeah, but on my run sheet, they weren't there. So for example, when they said the Blackpool Bonds have got to do an announcement, on my sheet, it said Blackpool Bonds announcement. And I had some information about the Blackpool Bonds. I didn't know what was going to happen at that point, you know. So I heard a rough outline of their announcement, but of course I didn't know what they were going to say. I knew what was going to happen after they'd said what they had to say. So I had to react, and every reaction, of course, because of that, was genuine, which I really loved. In a heartbeat, the first half had gone. I go outside, I'm sweating buckets by this point because I'm so excited just to get some fresh air, and loads of people are coming up to, how's it going? It's like, yeah, it's going good. And the next thing you know, off we go again. And we do a battle royal, which lasted at least 15 minutes, and it was that was the hardest part for me. Calling the battle royale was really, really difficult because there's so much going on. But what you're thinking to yourself in the back of your mind is it doesn't matter what's going on. What you've got to do is, out of the corner of your eye, you've got to watch the two cameramen, because you know that there's a hard camera in the ring, yeah, but you've got to constantly watch where the two outside cameras are, because if there's something going on in the bottom right hand corner, for example, but the two cameramen are over the other side of the ring, they can't see what you're talking about. So you have to talk about what the cameras can see, not what you can see, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is freaking hard. Let me tell you something. There's so much going on, and me and Bobby are starting to bicker about who we think's going to win, which was fucking brilliant. And, you know, because he chose 3 people, I chose 1. So, you know, of course, when I did my predictions vid, I said that 1 of 2 people were going to win. 1 was a face, 1 was a heel. But, of course, as a face play-by-play, I can't talk about that, you know? And then, on my notes, it says, Martin Kirby, cyanide contract signing, yeah? And that's all I know. And I legitimately know that it's going to turn into a brawl, but I don't know what the match is going to be. I don't know what our main event is going to be. When the main event turns out and it's Martin Kirby defending the championship against Joey Hayes, 2 of my favourite workers, where if you ever, you know, a lot of people have told me, a lot of you have sent me messages saying that you will buy the DVD just because I did the commentary. That, ladies and gentlemen, is very, very flattering, and I really hope I did you justice. To those people who have said that, I'm going to hold you to that because I want you to hear me. I won't watch my videos. I hate the sound of my voice, but I can't wait to hear my commentary. I really genuinely can't. But this match, when you watch that match, every drop of emotion that you hear is real, because I have no idea who's going to win. I have no idea about how the match is going to go whatsoever. I have literally no idea. And so every emotion is fully real from both of us, not just from me, from both me and Bobby. We've no idea this match is going to take place. So everything is about, oh my God, they told such a good story. And it was so easy to call. It was so easy to call. Joey, Martin, it was a joy to call your match if you're watching this, which you're probably not. But, you know, it was an actual joy. There was one problem, and imagine this, yeah? This match ended in a draw. It ended when both men went for backside at the same time, which meant that both their shoulders were down. Referee counted it, both men's shoulders were down, so it was a draw. Now, of course, the fan in me wants to leap up and go, oh, that's some bullshit right there. But of course, as a GPW employee, as a face play-by-play, I've got to explain to the audience that it was the right thing for the referee to do. And that was a tricky one. That was a legitimately hard one. But of course, yeah, it made sense. Both men's shoulders were down. What else can the referee do other than restart the match? But that's not a good idea, especially now when you can, the wonderful thing about, the cold light of day, when 3 days later, they announced that in the next show, it's going to be the rematch between Martin Kirby and Joey Hayes. You know, it all makes sense. It's probably the only thing that I would have liked to be included in on is like, you know, I wish I'd been told this match is going to end in a draw, because then I could have been just that little bit more prepared. You know, what I can say is this, is if I never do this again, yeah, I can die a happy boy, because I've done it once. My commentary is on YouTube, on Great Bear wrestling videos, on the IWF. Hell, I used to do the backyard in Sir Arthur Hayes, didn't I? But there is in a month's time, there will be a real DVD with my commentary on it. And my heart swells when I think about the pride that I have in that. What's even better is that I know that I'm coming back, because the next show I'm going to be working as the colour commentator. That's freaking incredible. And then at the December show, I'm going to be doing play-by-play again, which is just fantastic. And I feel like almost like I can be part of the family now. You know, I'm in. I've got my foot in the door, because I want to do that. I mean, I'd like to do this for a living. I don't think that's ever going to happen, but I'd like to. And I still maintain that I'd like to be a manager. Would love to do that. I'd love to be trained to be a manager, to be a heel manager. I found this at Future Shock this weekend, when Chris Egan is out, when Melanie Price is out, when Alan Tasker is out, I find myself watching them sometimes more than I find myself watching the match, because I sit there just so envious, going, I want to do what you do. I love what you do. All three of you, if you're watching, whose work I've just mentioned, I love all three of you so much, because you're so good at it. You're so good at making people hate you. And that's what I want to do. I want to make people hate me. You know, so much. You know, and I want to be paired up with a wrestler who's not very good or not very confident on the mic, because I am confident on the mic. Look at me doing what I'm doing now. Doing what I'm doing now in front of an audience is something I'd love to do. I've rambled for way too long. Johnny Brannigan, thank you so much for the chance. Thank you so much. So all the GPW roster, all the cameramen, all the merchandise people, everyone, thank you for making me feel so fucking welcome. To El Ligero, I'm so sorry that you're the only man on the roster whose hand I didn't shake. And I felt awful for that. I felt so very bad. Backstage etiquette, for if you don't know, I was told expressly, shake everyone's hand. Doesn't matter who they are. If you don't know them, introduce yourself. I'm Mark. I'm working commentary tonight. I did it with everyone apart from one of the biggest stars, and I felt like a prick for doing that. I sent him a message that night. He doesn't watch my vids. Sent him a message that night, apologising, and he was like, "It's cool, man," but I felt awful. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you said that you're going to buy that DVD, yeah, please do it. I will make a vid the day the DVD comes out saying, look, here's the DVD, there's a link, go and buy it, you know. I just thought you might like this little insight as to, you know, what happened on the night and how I felt about it. And I hope you enjoyed it. I've been Marc P. My next vid will be a 10 years ago episode, I hope. I'm halfway through No Mercy 2002. Thank you very much to, the 50 of you who have subscribed this week from the old channel. That means a lot. I've been Marc P. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, guys. This is why I should have a script, you see, because I ramble even more than normal, you know. Take it easy.